RevTech here. Cybersecurity is a big deal for our organizations, for our churches, but it's not just for formalized entities. It also impacts our homes too. When this conflict around the bombings and everything arose and news began to spread this information, and sure enough, it showed up on TikTok and all the places that my kids frequent, my own children started experiencing a whole lot of anxiety. A lot of questions began coming my way. And so it really hit me that we needed to talk openly and honestly, but also reassure them in light of everything that goes on. So you can find your own way, but just as a help, this is what I did. And I think it's also something that other families can do as well. The first thing is talking about digital fear and disinformation. So when your kids bring certain things to you, take a look at it, evaluate it, process, but then also explain to them what they're seeing online. Explain to them how rumors and misinformation spreads, but also how to fact check and empower them to ask questions and to investigate instead of just always assuming the worst, or on the flip side, always presuming that every single thing that they hear because of the clickbait and titles and videos is actually true. Get to the bottom of what's really going on. The second thing is that you'll want to be able to set clear digital safety rules for you and your family. We've always had in my family some form of digital safety rules, some form of protection about what they can access and how often they can access. And as they've gotten older, they had more and more digital freedom and responsibility. But when it comes to the digital strategy for your family, make sure your kids always know where they're going online, how to identify real places versus fake places. Make sure your kids know that they're chatting with folks, that they're chatting with real people. Catfishing is a real thing. And also make sure that your kids check in regularly with you digitally in terms of what they do. When my kids were younger as well, and it's still subject to today, we have occasional phone checks where I'll just sort of pop up and say, let's go through some of the things that are on your phone just to make sure that there's some form of transparency and accountability for what they're doing as well. And if you're using things like Android, iPhone, you have parental controls that are built into those systems, even game systems like Xbox that you can use also for monitoring and making sure that your kids are appropriately engaging online in a healthy way. The third thing, this also involves the physical realities as well. There have been contemplations about what happens if infrastructure is impacted, things like water systems or electricity systems and things of that nature. Well, it's also good to have a physical check-in plan as well. So with that, identify safe meeting points for your family. Within my family, we have 3 main safe meeting points. We have our home. Obviously, it's where we can come to. But 2, we also have my wife's workplace, where they know and they go pretty frequently, and also my workplace as well. These are 3 safe meeting points that if something awry, something heavy does happen, that they know where to go to get help and assistance. Think about simple ways to regroup if you do get separated, using landmarks or knowing how to use basic maps. You'd be surprised how many folks do not know how to use basic maps nowadays.
Hi! Hola!
Fourth, keep phones and other devices, essential devices, charged. I know folks are always going back and forth on their phones and everything, but also make sure as much as you can that you keep your device charged as much as possible so that you can make calls and texts, particularly texts, through emergencies when lines tend to be clogged. It's also important if you have things like portable backup devices for your phone or for your computer to keep those charged regularly so that in the event that something does go down or if you lose electricity, that you have access to be able to use those devices as well. Lastly, but certainly not leastly, pray together as protection within your families. While the tech tools matter, our faith calls us to trust God above everything. And so prayer isn't just a last resort, even in digital situations. It's the first step in gaining peace and understanding and just keeping calm through the storm if things do happen. So these practical steps help to reinforce both our digital safety and our family unity. And I encourage you to sort of develop a family plan for you and yours as well. Subscribe to RevTech to get more practical, faith-formed, informational content for your nonprofit, for your church, and for your faith-based organizations. Stay vigilant, stay connected, stay prayerful, and God bless each and every step you take towards peace and protection for you and yours. RevTech out.